All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope we're all doing well today. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, Winter Splash. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Woke up too late. What are you late for, Winter Splash? McLaren, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. All right, guys. We're back. We're here. Unfortunately, not really had too much time to get many streams in this week. But we're here now, and yeah, it's been a busy week. So looking forward to doing some flying today in the DC-6. We're going to be flying from Zurich over to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport in the PMDG DC-6. Flight time today is going to be about, I think it's about 1 hour and 40 minutes, but we'll go through that all in the briefing. But welcome back, everybody. I hope we're doing well. Just want to mention as well is there may be some little teething issues today. Some of the eagle-eyed ones of you may be able to notice that the background's a bit different today, and I've actually moved my sort of setup into a different room in my property, so yeah, there may be a few teething issues, as is seemingly always the case with my stream lately, but yeah, just a forewarning on that one. Brian, thank you very much for sharing the stream on Facebook, much appreciated. Winter Splash, I'm doing very well, thank you. Yeah, how are you doing? All right, definitely could do with turning up the white balance on this
it's pretty cold outside.
camera. It actually looks really quite blue. Anyways, let's excuse me. Sorry, I've just had my lunch. Let's jump over then and have a look at starting to get set up then. So we're going to be flying the DC-6 today. We'll run through a briefing momentarily, but let's have a quick look around Zurich first of all. This is Zurich by Gaya Simulations, added in the latest update to the sim. And it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good indeed. We have had a look around this before. One little detail I did notice that I just thought was fantastic attention to detail is this right here, this little tarmac bit. I was looking at satellite imagery of Zurich earlier on today just to look at what gates are what. And where people park. This little tarmac area here is just perfect. It's actually exactly like the real airport, so very impressive. Brian, thank you very much for liking the stream on Facebook, much appreciated. And yeah, we're here at Zurich. As you can see, I've got live traffic on today. We've also got multiplayer on as well. Unfortunately, the model matching doesn't seem to be working super well. As you can see, there should be a bunch of Swiss aircraft parked here. And currently there's only this one, although that is showing up as a A321, which is nice. This is showing in a Swiss livery actually, so I'll give them a pass on that one. This OAW, I think is that Olympic Airways? It may not be, but that's not matched anything. Obviously that's got a Swiss call sign, that's not matched anything. This has got a Swiss call sign, that's matched Sky for some reason. And then this has got a Swiss call sign, it's matched Lufthansa. So I'm not sure what's going on there. This is Frontier when it should be Swiss. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I think Asobo are probably to be blamed there. And these ones just haven't matched over here at all. I thought I disabled the generics. Let me just check that actually real quick before we go any further. But do bear in mind, we are on the... yeah, they are disabled. But bear in mind, this is sort of Asobo's real-time online traffic. So, you know, it might not be giving the right call signs and stuff like that. So, not going to get too fussed about it. And then we've got multiplayer on as well. So, there we go. There's a real player going up into the sky. Love to see it. And... look at that sort of position updates. That's so nice now. Since the latest update, like, aircraft are just moving so much smoother in the sky, like multiplayer aircraft. It's so nice. Really enjoy seeing that. And then you'll also notice the name tags as well. I've installed a little mod actually for name tags, and it just makes them like this basically, and it's much more I don't know, it's just better. I don't really know how else to describe it. All right. OAW is Helvetic Airways. Interesting. I've never heard of Helvetic Airways. Oh, OAL is Olympic Airlines, isn't it? Not OAW. Is this the Asobo Zurich or paid? This this is the Asobo. This is the Asobo one. I've got a paid one as well, but I honestly think this one's better. I've got the FS Dream Team one, and I think this one is better, to be honest. I mean, the FS Dream Team one, don't get me wrong, it's really good, the FS Dream Team, but I think this one's just a bit more recent, and there's a few more little details. And I always give anyone who is a developer, you know, big kudos if they pay attention to small little details. And did I just see Manacle? Yes, there we go. We've got Manacle as well in his Flying Dutchman. Love to see it. Fantastic. And of course, here is our aircraft today. We are, of course, in the Flying Dutchman as well. We're going to be flying KLM 666 today, the Devil's Number. This is actually a real-world flight that took place back in 1951. It is a real-world routing that KLM did between Zurich and Amsterdam. And it should be pretty nice. I'm looking forward to this. We shall... we'll go ahead and jump in the cockpit and we'll do a bit of a briefing. And there we go. Right. Excuse me. We've already had our flight engineer in here today. He's just turned the power on and whatnot. But that's about it. Also, nice little trick I wanted to show you guys with the DC-6. I don't know if you guys will have seen this or not. Hey, Manacle, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Gadget, welcome to the chat over on Twitch as well. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. What mod am I using for the nameplates? It's called... Let me just bring that up because I just had it open a minute ago. So I'll paste it in the chat for anyone wondering. That is the link to the mod I'm using for the nameplates. It's called Mugs' UI Mods and Tweaks. And then I didn't install everything there. I just installed the tiny plates package, and that's it really. But yes, Manacle, I'm doing very well, yeah. Thank you very much for asking. When are we doing a long haul? Good question. I will let you know. I will let you know. I need a long hauler that feels satisfying to use. The 787 and the 747, although the mods make them pretty good, I just don't think they feel that satisfying to fly, if I'm honest. I don't know if it's missing some sounds or something. I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going to do... Well, no, as I was saying, I was going to show you a trick, wasn't I, in the DC-6. So I'm obviously streaming right now, and I'm streaming on my same computer as what I sim on. So it's probably going to be better for you if you're obviously not streaming. Oh, wait a second. Look at that taxiway signage. Oh, yes, that's brilliant. Anyway, anyways, like I was saying, so a little trick with the DC-6. Now, it is a good little trick, but you have to have developer mode open for it. So you may find that it doesn't log your flight in your logbook. So it depends if you're bothered about that. But if I just let me just do this real quick. Okay, so initially I'm going to show you my FPS here. So my FPS in the DC-6 without the little without the little trick is, there you go. It's about 28 frames per second, just under 30. And the DC-6 has sort of suffered a little bit with a bit of a performance hit ever since Sim Update 5, I want to say. And that's because Asobo removed a rendering thread from the sim that the DC-6 was using. So it actually didn't benefit at all from all the performance optimizations that they brought in that patch. Yeah, ever since then, it's been a little bit sluggish in the cockpit, especially when I'm streaming. Like, look at that. It's not great, is it? Look at that FPS just constantly in the red. So what you can actually do now is you can bring up the developer mode. So obviously go into your general options, developers, and turn on the developer mode. So you've got this black bar at the top here. And then if you go to options and then use nano VG for XML gauges, sorry. Note the FPS is about 28 at the moment. When you turn that on, it's going to do a little thing. And there you go. Instant extra 10 FPS for doing that. And it feels a fair bit smoother. It's not perfect, but it is what it is for now. And you have to leave dev mode open, so you can't close dev mode while you're doing this. And obviously it's still in the development, so this may end badly, but we'll see how it goes. On top of that, you'll probably notice as well the radios, the numbers on here, they're a little bit messed up, but we should still be able to work with that, I think. Okay, cool. Had to do a clean install. Oh no. Sorting out my camera views. Oh wow, that's a task. Let's see the livery. Here you go. There's the livery. Got the Flying Dutchman. Brilliant. My stairs have disappeared off the back. It's probably because I've been messing about with that thing. Let's just let me just do this because I think it puts some stuff in a weird state when you do that toggle. Right, okay then, so we should have our stairs back now. We do, fantastic. Love to see it. Very nice. Alright. Cool. Alright, cool. So let's do a quick briefing of the route and then we'll start getting things started up here. It is a good tip, isn't it, Gadget? I can't take any credit for it. I did find that on the PMDG forums. One of the regular, or I think one of the beta testers on there, put it on. So yeah, big props to the awesome people over at the PMDG forums. But yeah, it seems to work quite well. And when you're not streaming, like myself, it's probably even better. Okay, so let's bring up the fuzz pad then, and we'll start with a little briefing here. So you don't want to see Streamception right now, so let's bring this up. Want to make sure. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's have a quick look then. Now this is going to be our route today. We're going from Zurich up to the north and into Amsterdam. So this is a flight that I planned sort of with SimBrief and Little Nav Map. So SimBrief has that awesome new function now where you can basically use VORs instead of RNAV fixes for waypoints, which is quite cool. So I used that in conjunction with Little Nav Map, and it worked quite well. So here we are. We're basically going to depart out of Zurich. We're expecting runway 28. We'll have a look at the weather in a sec. And the only SID that we can do is the SAT 2 Whiskey departure, which takes us out to an altitude of 2,200 feet, and then we take a left turn at 225 degrees, and then we're going to intercept the 286 inbound course to the BLM VOR, which is the Basel Mulhouse VOR. And then we're going to use the 337 radial outbound from the BLM VOR. That's going to take us out over to the north, over the mountains, and out towards the, I think this is called the Grotesque VOR. The Grotesquin. Apologies if anyone lives near there and I've just butchered your town's name. But yeah, we're going to take a 337 up to this VOR, then a 336 outbound, all the way over to the LNO, which is the Olino VOR. And then this is going to take us onto our top of descent, which is approximately here. These black lines I've drawn on here are me doing some measurements. Yeah, it's going to take us out to our top of descent. We're going to start descending down, and we're going to come in towards Schiphol on a 339 inbound course to the Schiphol VOR. And what we'll probably do is we'll probably break off to the left as we get to I measured this distance here, so it's about 13 DME from the VOR, and we'll break off to the left and then intercept the localizer for runway 36 right. And that's it. There was another way that I wanted to try and do this, though, and let's just see. No, that's going to be a really long intercept there. So I was thinking if we take another radial off of this Schiphol VOR, we can just use that to intercept the localizer, but it's going to be too steep of an angle, I think. I think ideally the smallest angle we want to intercept at is this green line here, and obviously if we extend that out, that's going to go like, well, it's not even going to cross our other flown track, so that's fine. We'll just break off at 13 miles and then intercept the localizer. We'll come down onto the runway here on the ILS, and that's it. 36 right, and then taxi in to a stand that we shall decide a little bit later on. Jumping over to Sim Toolkit, looking on the OFP here on the right hand side, just make the text a little bit bigger, although I'm not sure how well this works. There we go, that's a bit better actually. We're cruising at flight level 120 today. Our scheduled departure time is 20 past 1 Zulu time. And scheduled arrival time or landing time at Amsterdam is 14:55, again Zulu. Our zero fuel weight is 73838, and we're taking 8,489 pounds of fuel. This is all in pounds, remember, in the DC-6. This is our routing. That is in the pinned comment as well for you guys on YouTube or Facebook who want to follow along. We've got 68 passengers on board, so a full aircraft. And that is about it, really. Looking at the weather here at Zurich, we've got variable winds at 2 knots, so we might as well just use our planned runway. We're not on VATSIM today because we're flying VOR to VOR, and it's always a bit of a hassle, to be honest with you, flying on VATSIM like that. Visibility is over 10 kilometers. We've got few clouds at 1,500 feet, broken clouds at 6,000. Temperature is 3 degrees. Dew point is -1. QNH is 9 and 9 is 6. And that is the current meta. So we're looking good. Actually, pretty good conditions here in Zurich. If anything, you know, we've got some quite low clouds that we might have to contend with, but can't see that being an issue. Obviously, temperature 3 degrees, so we are going to need some anti-ice for this trip. So we'll have to bear that in mind once we're getting set up. All right, jumping back then to the flight deck. Hey, Paul, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Good to see you. It's currently snowing here in Leeds, quite a lot actually. So, although, yeah, I mean, it's kind of grim. All right then, guys. Let's start getting things set up here in the DC-6. Colin, thank you very much for sharing the stream on Facebook. Much appreciated. Right then, let's get things set up then, people. So, it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm going to have to refresh my memory. Oh, one thing I did forget to brief you guys on is the takeoff power, so I'll just do that real quick. So I've planned the takeoff power based on the weather. I did this before the stream. So we're taking off at Zurich. Zurich elevation is about 1,500 feet, so we're going to go for this one right here. So we're taking off 2,000 feet, and the manifold pressure is going to be 50.7 is what I anticipate. The carb temperature is usually about 10 degrees lower than the outside air temperature. So I'm going to take that. 50.7, 2,800 RPM is going to be the setting for the props. For METO power, it's going to be 46.4 on the manifold pressure. And then 2.6 on the RPM as normal. And then the climb power is going to be 39.5 on the manifold pressure. And then 2,400 RPM. Again, you know, we're doing this completely manually as we generally do in the DC-6. And then our cruise power setting, we're only cruising at 12,000 today. DC-6, as we all know, doesn't go particularly high. So we're going to be cruising at 12,000 feet, or flight level 120. And the manifold pressure is I've looked on the my OFP. That's saying it's going to be about minus 20 degrees at 12,000 feet. So we're going to go for 31.1 on the manifold pressure. We may just adjust that if needs be. And then 2,000 on the RPM for the props. Okay. Great stuff. So let's get set up then. Let's see if I can remember how to do this first of all. It has been a little while. Let's just crack the window. It's getting a little bit toasty in here. There we go. Okay, great stuff. So first of all, we'll start up ahead and let's get on the ground power. Ground power is connected. You can see by that light. We'll get ground power on. We'll get the generators on as well. We'll get our no smoking signs on and our nav lights to steady. We'll leave the seatbelt sign off for now as we've not loaded anything on the aircraft yet in terms of fuel. We're not going to turn any lights on or anything really. It's quite nice and bright. Emergency exit lights. They do not seem to be armed. I thought these were armed by... Oh, maybe you have to get the engines on first. Maybe. I can't actually remember. Oh, I haven't turned the ground power on, have I? Of course I haven't. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm an idiot. Right, okay. Cool. So we've got power established on the aircraft. Alright, so that is the overhead done. Checking the circuit breakers as well. We know, obviously, these can trip in the DC-6. So just checking them. And also checking behind as well the circuit breakers up here. All up, except for there's these two and these two, which are always down. Everything else is good. These ones on here are all good as well. Okay, cool. Let's set the QNH before I forget. So we're going for 996 here, which is about there. It's kind of difficult to see, but there we go. All right, so left eyebrow panel. We are going to I'm going to put the vinyl warming on for 0 to minus 40 degrees, as we're basically around 0 degrees. Let me see if I can remember the rest of them here. I feel like this camera's a bit high, you know. Oh, I've actually forgotten which ones of these you turn on. Pretty sure it's cabin heater. I'll check this on my checklist in a moment. But I think that is all good there. I'm going to turn the cockpit temperature up a little bit. It's going to get a bit chilly in here. Coming over to the middle panel. We'll go ahead and open the cowl flaps fully. Okay, landing lights are retracted. That's fine. Superchargers are in low blower. That's fine as well. We'll go ahead and set our pressurization. So that is right here. We're going to set our flight pressure to 12,000 feet. How can I do this quicker? Shift, that's it. There we go. Okay, so up to 12,000 there. There we go. And then our landing elevation is going to be 0 there. Takeoff elevation, no, we'll set that. It's going to be about 1,500, so we'll set that there. That's good. Okay. Our altimeter here. You can't actually change this one, really, for whatever reason. I'm not sure why you can't change that one. Okay, so that's all set. Cooling turbine can stay off for now. We'll go ahead and turn the temperature up in the back a little bit because it is going to get cold. And all these are set and okay. Great stuff. So, finally coming down here. Checking everything down here. We do have some pressure in the, I think, air brakes, isn't it? Right, so that's fine. Okay, this transponder's off. That's fine. We want all the radios off for engine start anyway. We're going to leave those off. Everything is on there. That's looking good. Keybinds. I've forgotten them. There we go. No, that's the one I wanted there. Okay, so we're not going to turn the fuel tanks on just yet because I want to load the fuel first. Gyro pilot is off. Everything's centered. Great stuff. Landing gear is up. Mixtures are all off. That's all looking good. Emergency hydraulics is off and the bypass is in bypass. So that is good. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. That's all looking fantastic. Gust lock is on, obviously. Let's go ahead and get this thing loaded up. Hey, Mariner. Thank you for the like, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. I'm doing, yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, how are you doing? Paul's in East Anglia. East Anglia never gets snow. Ah, fair play. Well, I mean, it's an easy life then, isn't it? No snow. Snow just messes everything up over here. Yeah, it's snowing a lot at the moment outside. All right, so let's get this thing loaded up then. So we want a block fuel of 8489. I'm going to load that in last, so I'll just zero this out. We'll put full aircraft, so 68 passengers, which should give us a zero fuel weight of 73838, which it does indeed. So we'll go ahead and load up the fuel, which is going to be 8489. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Gives us a gross weight of 82328, which is perfect. Okay, great stuff. So that is the aircraft all loaded up. We can go ahead and just put that away now. Okay, fantastic. So let's make sure we've got, well, that is everything really before engine start. We could do the tests for the fire, but we're gonna just assume that that's been done by our flight engineer before we set up here. So what I can do now, go ahead and turn these fuel tanks on. All 4 are on. Let's just have a look here, make sure the fuel is looking all correct. Great stuff. All right, fantastic. So we're about ready for engine start now, which is worrying me because I can't quite... I'm not sure if I can quite remember the engine start sequence. I will crack the throttles a little bit as well. Let me just come down here. There we go. Perfect. I tend to line up the throttles with this close right here. That tends to be a nice amount to open it by. Okay. Right. So we'll go ahead and open the right-hand window as well. Whoop. Right. Now then, can I remember the startup sequence? That is the real question. I think it's 3, isn't it? 3, 4, 1, 2, something like that. I could actually just check this, couldn't I? Three, four, two, one. Yes. Okay. Great stuff. All right. So before start checklist, then we'll do that before we actually start the engines. So circuit breakers are checked and set. Battery and ground power is on. Generators are on. Signs are on. Actually, that's reminded me. I haven't actually put the signs on. So there we go. Signs are fully on now. Signs are on. Lights are set. Cabin heater master is on. I knew I was right about that one. Fantastic. Cabin heater master is on. Windshield heat is set. Hydraulic system is down and forward. That's these ones down here. So down and forward. That's looking good. Fuel tank selectors are in main. Cowl flaps are open. Fuel and fluids are checked. Pressurization and AC is set. Manifold and duct pressure is checked. Radios are checked and off. Doors and hatches, we can actually we'll go ahead and close those now. So we'll open this guy up and I'm actually going to go ahead and just repair the engines real quick, just before we get underway here, because I was doing some sort of testing with some scripts before this flight, and I was using this livery, so I'm just afraid that things are going to mess up on me if I don't repair those. So I'll do that, and we'll get everything disconnected so these can come off. We'll leave the ground power unit connected for now, and we'll close all of the doors. For some reason these ones don't want to close on me. Oh, they are closing. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Look at that Gate Gourmet building over there. I never noticed that before. That's super nicely modelled. All right, cool. So all doors are closed. Great stuff. Great stuff, great stuff, great stuff. Okay, and all the lights are out as well. I'm just trying... I thought these were the lights, but they're not actually, are they? For the doors, I've lost the door lights. I thought they were down here, but I may be totally wrong about that. Is there only one light, maybe? I'm just looking... There we go. There we go. Okay, lights are out. Perfect. Okay. Seatbelts and pedals are adjusted. In fact, I'm going to do that now. Okay, seatbelts and pedals are adjusted. Throttles are set to idle. Props are forward. And 3. Before start checklist complete. Okie dokie. Mosho, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. Much appreciated. Hope you're well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. Abo as well, thank you very much for the follow and the like there on Facebook. And of course, Mariner. Thank you very much for the likes as well, dude. Much appreciated, as well as Colin. Thank you. All right. So let's see if we can get the engine started in here then. Let's turn down the music. All right, let's do this. So fuel boost pump for engine 3. We're going to put that to low. Let's go ahead and check the pressure. Okay, there's no pressure. I've done something wrong already. Let's crack that one off. I've definitely missed something. Okay. I did turn the fuel tank selectors to main, didn't I? I did. Let's just try that again. Yeah, we're getting no fuel pressure right here. We should have fuel pressure when we turn the boost pump on. So, my checklist is flawed. I've just realised my checklist is flawed. All right, that's an interesting one. We've got fuel in all the tanks. That's fine. I don't need the inverters on yet, do I? I don't think. Maybe we put the engine mode selected to... Well, the engine selected to 3. Pretty sure that doesn't make a difference to the fuel situation, though. Oh, I tell you why. It's because I've not turned the engine instruments on. There we go. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and just turn the inverters on as well. Yeah. Don't know why that's not on my checklist. Anyways, we've got fuel pressure now in the number 3 engine. Let's go ahead. And I can't remember the exact order you do this in, actually, but let's go for it. So, engine start, number 3.
3, 6,
9 magnetos. 12 boost and prime. And then when it catches, get the mixture up to auto rich. There we go. Beautiful. That's one good engine start. Seems very quiet. There we go. I swear there's an aircraft near me. I swear it's louder than my aircraft. There we go, beautiful. Okay, that's one good engine start. Fantastic. Get the boost pump to off and the engine selected to number 4. Boost pump to 4. Go ahead and check here. Let's just see. RPMs are quite high on that engine. Let's just roll that back a bit. Just so we're idling about 1,000. That's all we want. Might need to adjust that again. Fuel pressure in engine 4 is looking good. Let's go ahead and start spinning the engine.
3.
There we go, rotating.
6,
9 the magnetos. 12. There we go, fantastic. Beautiful. Alright, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much, man. Hey up, Mike. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. There we go. We've got 2 good engine starts now. Let's go ahead and just check the engine instruments real quick. We're just going to wind this throttle back as well, so that's idling around 1,000. Okay, cool. Let's get the boost pump off for engine 4. And we'll put the selector to number 2. We'll turn the boost pump on for number 2. Check for fuel pressure, which we do have. Let's go ahead and start rotating.
3, 6,
9 on the magnetos. 12. And it's caught. There we go. Mixture up to auto rich. There we go. Oh, look at that. The sun's coming out here in Zurich as well. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love the prop animations on this one. So, so nice. Okay, great stuff. So, let's look at the instruments. Let's bring this back a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Temperatures and pressures are all looking fine at the moment. As expected, carb air temperature sitting around minus 10 degrees. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and flick that boost pump off. We'll go to engine mode selector 1 and low on the first engine. We'll check the pressure. We've got pressure in engine 1 as well. So let's go ahead and start that one spinning.
3, 6, 5,
9 on the magnetos. 12. And auto rich as it catches. There we go. Fantastic. How is that, guys? I managed to just start all the engines without a single one messing up on me. Oh, no. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. Oh, I don't know what happened with the animation there, but yeah. I definitely spoke too soon there, chat. God damn it. All right. Starters are off. We'll get the magnetos off as well, and we'll put the mixture back to cut off. All right, let's try that again.
3, 6, 5,
9,
12,
12, and auto rich. The engines seem very quiet, considering we've got both the windows open in the aircraft. Hey, Venom Films, welcome back to the chat, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. I'm doing very well. Yeah, thank you for asking. How are you doing? There we go, guys. 4 good engine starts. Probably be a wise move to go ahead and turn the beacon light on right now. Starters are off. Engine selector can go to off as well. Boost pump can go to off as well. All right, cool. Great stuff. Great stuff. Alright, let's go to the instruments then and just make sure everything is looking good. I'm going to use my actual physical throttles here to adjust us down to about 1000 RPM. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and close the windows now. There we go. Fantastic. So nice and quiet in here now. We can go ahead and turn on our radios. There we go. Let's just check the engine instruments. Okay, so oil temperatures are warming up. That's all looking good. Carb airs, like I say, minus 10 still. Temperature outside just above 0 degrees. Oil pressure looking fine. Fuel pressure looking fine, and then manifold pressure also on the cold side, but not too shabby. Let's go ahead and we're just going to close the. I forget my keybinds. I do apologise, guys, for all the cameras going wild. Let's just close the cowl flaps, just a couple of touches there, so the engines are not sort of cooling down. We'll extend the landing lights as well whilst we're here. These little guys coming out. Perfect. Let's put that to off. Alright, so let's go ahead and just get our first VOR tuned. So we're going to be going to the basal VOR on 117.45 initially. So we'll go for 117.45. There we go. We'll put that in the active frequency. And that's going to be an inbound course of 286. So we'll come in here. And we're going to set 286, which is right about there. Okay, okay. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Great stuff. Okay, okay. After start checklist. Alright, after start checklist. The fuel booster pumps are off. Battery is... We're still on ground power. Let's go to plain battery now. And we'll go ahead and disconnect the ground power units as well. Alright, generators and inverters are checked and on. Emergency lights are armed. And ground power is removed after takeoff. After start checklist complete. Alright, great stuff. We're ready to taxi out now then. Fantastic. Let me just quickly have a quick look here. So, I'm sorry guys, I've got rid of one of my monitors. I used to have 3, now I've only got 2, so it's kind of just taking me a bit to get used to. Okay, great stuff. Let's have a look then at the taxi out to runway 28. So we are currently here at Zurich. We're parked about here on stand. I believe we're on stand 4 currently. And what we will do is, I think you can just taxi out straight forward here. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll see what the ground markers are saying, but I'm pretty sure you could just taxi straight forward. So I think we might just do that. Taxi onto Echo, right turn, and then we're going to follow Echo all the way up, and then take a right turn onto F or Foxtrot. Let's see. Is there a better diagram here? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So we taxi up Echo, and then take a right on to Alpha, not Foxtrot. Take a right onto Alpha, and then follow Alpha all the way down to Alpha 1, and then runway 28 is where we're taking off. We're going to take off runway 28 and climb to 2,200 feet, as I mentioned earlier on. We'll take a left turn to 225 degrees, and then we're going to basically just intercept the radial, which we set earlier on, or the inbound course, sorry, to the Basel VOR, which is 286. And that is our departure, guys. We do have minimum climb gradient to make, but I think we should make that no problems at all. 1,000 feet per minute at 150 knots, so I think we should be good there. Alright, I think that is everything. Let's go ahead and get things rocking. Okay. Let's just have a quick browse outside though before we go. Oh, yes, the sound on this is just insanely good. Got Manacle there, love to see it, he's taxiing on. I'll wait for him to come past before I set off myself. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can... Look at this though, this is attention to detail that I don't like. How the aircraft is parked off the line. I don't like that. But yeah, I think I'm just going to taxi on straight forward. I think we're allowed to do that, to be honest. The stand numbers are right over here as well, so actually no, that's not a stand number, but I feel like we're fine. I think, is Manacle waiting? Oh yeah, he is, okay. I'm his guide. Love to see it. Alright mate, let's get going then. So parking brake is released. We're bring back the throttles a little bit here. We're just a little bit high on the RPMs. We want to be about 1,000 RPM on the ground here. Just going to let it roll forwards. Wave to Manacle, everybody. Hello. Alright, so our taxi out is, it's not super long, so let's start getting things ready for the takeoff. Alright, so we're going to get the prop de-icer on and the airfoil heater master on as well. We'll go ahead and get the pitot heats. We'll get the booster pumps all to low. Also go ahead, we won't turn the landing lights on just yet. Turbine, cooling turbine can come on as well. We'll open the cowl flaps all the way. Oh. Gone a little bit off the taxiway there. Okay. Alright, alright. Let's go ahead and set the flaps as well. Set them to flaps 20, which I think is that spot there. We do need to take a right turn. Look at that, we've got a British Airways there in an Airbus. That's matched okay, hasn't it? We do need to take a right turn momentarily, so let's just keep an eye out for that. Right turn is just coming up here. That British Airways, no fucks given, he's just cruising straight on through the apron there. Let's get on the brakes here and just slow down for this turn. I'm going to take a right onto Alpha, as you can see denoted on the ground there. Got a Turkish, that's matched okay. What else have we got? We've got a Tap, that's matched okay. Edelweiss, that's matched okay. What about the Swiss behind it? Oh, I can't see that one. That Swiss is Tap. Interesting. Alright, so before takeoff checklist, boost pumps are low. Fuel and crossfeed is main and off. Autopilot and carb heat is off and cold. Hydraulics. Pressure. We haven't checked that one, but let's just make sure of that. Pressure is looking okay. Flaps are set to 20 degrees. Cowl flaps to 4 degrees. Cowl flaps set. Windows and turbine closed and normal. Gust lock. Released and free. Pitot heat is on auto feather. We'll go ahead and turn that on as well now. Landing lights are down. We'll turn those on as we enter the runway, and ADI is not required before takeoff checklist completes. Alright, are we ready, guys? Are we ready to see how badly I mucked this up? Nephilius, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Is that just live traffic using the AIG models? Yes, it is indeed. Am I getting into a lobby with other people? Just turn multiplayer on in the menu when you load in. Just make sure you're on all players. Generally, not a lot of people use live players, so you might have to use all players. Is that aircraft on final? Don't think so. Okay, we're good to line up, I think. So we're going to go and line up. We'll get the landing lights on. Squeaky, squeaky brakes. Squeaky, squeaky on the brakes. Alright. Just going to hold the brakes in. There we go. Parking brakes set. Okay, we are cleared for start, cleared for takeoff, so let's go ahead and do it. So let me just run through this in my mind before we get going, just to make sure I don't mess things up. So we're going to take off, we're going to rotate at approximately 100 knots. We can actually just check the exact speed up here, can't we? So 20 degrees of flap, gross weight of 82,000. So we'll go for 8.5. Our V1 is going to be 86, and our our rotate speed I think is the same as your V2 in this aircraft. So rotate is going to be 104 knots, and we are going to climb. We're going to climb out initially at. We're going to accelerate from rotate speed to 140 knots. We're then going to dip the nose at about 1,000 feet to accelerate to 165 knots, where we're going to go to METO power. And then we are also going to go more or less immediately after that. We're going to start bringing in the flaps and go to climb power. Obviously bring in the gear up as well after we've rotated. We're not going to stop for any traffic on the runway because we do have the AI-controlled traffic installed here. Let's just make sure this guy's not going to cross first. But I can't control them, unfortunately, and they're not controlled by anyone else. So I'm not going to stop if one of them randomly enters the runway when I'm on my takeoff roll. We'll let this guy cross. Oh, there's another one as well. Come on now, guys. I think that's it's an Airbus. Here we are, guys. Me and Manacle going out in our Flying Dutchman. Love to see it. We'll let these guys cross. Gadget, we're on North Europe server. Okay, so they've crossed, should I say. Let's go and set takeoff power. So initially up to 30 inches of manifold pressure. Okay, all's looking good. Up to takeoff power. We want 50.7. I can never get it precise because of these throttles. They kind of just move around a bit. But that is about 50.7. Okay. Parking brake released. Let's go. Oh, my rudder pedals. Oh my god, my rudder pedals. I'm just going to let go of them for a sec. There we go. Okay, there we go. 80 knots. 100 knots. Gonna just pull back a little bit on the stick here, and there we go. There's a rotation. Gonna pitch for about 140 knots initially. Let's get the gear up. And remember, we've got to continue out to 2,200 feet initially and then take a left turn. Okay, there's 140 knots. Okay, 500 feet above airport elevation. Let's go ahead and set METO power. Coming to METO power, that is going to be 46.4 and 2600 on the RPM. Keeping that climb coming. We're going to accelerate to 160 knots, so flaps coming up to 15. Flaps coming up to 10. Flaps coming up to 0. Pull back and make sure we're climbing at 165 here. Look at that, this mountain is kind of scarily in front of us. Let's take a left turn now to 255. And we're going to come back to climb power, which is 39.5. And 2400 on the RPM. We're going to roll out. We've overshot our turn just a little bit there, but nothing too crazy. It feels like it's not trimming for me. There we go, okay. Okay, now we're climbing. Okay, great stuff. So we've picked up the VOR now. We're just going to continue straight forwards. I'm going to get the gyropilot on, just to kind of ease my workload a little bit here. Everything is set. Okay, let's go ahead and get the carb heats. Actually, carbs are out of icing range, so that's fine. Okay, so let's just check the gear is up. Gear is up and off. Flaps are all up. The landing lights can now come off. Cowl flaps, we can keep them at 4 degrees for now, I believe. Yep, temperatures are all looking good there. Okay, fantastic. So I'm just going to look for this intercept here, because I don't want to miss that. Okay, there we go. It's coming in. Let's go to localizer. That should give us a nice little right turn. Oh, baby. The DC-6 is such a beautiful aircraft in this sim. Holy crap. Right, okay, so we're on our radial outbound, 160 on the speeds. Let's just dip the nose a touch. Let's just check our settings, make sure I got that right. So climb power, we want 39.5. We are going to just continually lose manifold pressure here as we get a bit higher up in the sky, but that's fine. 2400 on the RPMs is set. We'll go ahead and set our altimeter to 1013 now. There we go. So standard pressure is set. Approaching 6,500 feet. We are looking good. Okay, so after takeoff checklist, ADI is off, gear is retracted and off, wing flaps are up, landing lights are retracted and off. In fact, they're not retracted. Let's retract them now. Signs are still on. Auto feather, we can turn that off as well now. Cylinder head temperatures are checked. Supercharger oil and temperatures are checked. Pressurization is checked. And superchargers we're not going to need today. That is the climb checklist complete. Alright, great stuff. As you can see, guys, now we're out of that airport. Look at this fantastic frame rate I'm getting with that little tweak I showed you earlier. How magical is that? That's so buttery smooth. Whew. Alright, so we're going through a few more clouds here. Just checking the temperatures. Carbs are out of icing range, so that is good. We're at minus 10 degrees. Let's make sure our icing is still as it needs to be. So our vinyl warming is fine. Airfoil heater and cabin heater is on. We'll turn the prop de-icer, sorry, we already had on, so that's good. Okay, I think we're fine in terms of anti-ice. And we're actually through the top layer of clouds now, which is great. Alright, guys, that wasn't too bad, actually. That wasn't too bad. I think that was quite a nice departure. I did forget to turn. I turned a little bit late. I think I turned at about 2,500 feet rather than 2,200 feet. But I think that was quite a nice departure. Beluga, welcome to the chat on YouTube. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's go, Mariner. Let's go. All right, there we go, guys. I'm pretty happy with that departure. Can't lie. That was pretty nice. Let's go ahead and get our second VOR tuned in, which is 111.25. Just get that in the standby here. There we go. And I'm going to get it in on the first officer's side in frequency 1. Sorry, in nav 2 in the active frequency. Okay, cool. So we're climbing out to our cruising altitude now. Just passing 9,000 feet. Speed is good. Everything's looking good, guys. Very, very nice. Very pleased with that, actually, considering it's the first time I've done it in a while. Oh, you know what I did forget? I forgot the freaking transponder. Let's set that to 2,000. And that is set. Let's make sure this one is on as well. 2,000 is set. Alright, fantastic stuff. Look at that, guys. Oh, yes. Alright, we're coming up to 9,500 feet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start shallowing out the descent right slightly. Let's make sure we've got the correct climb power in though. So we want 39.5 still. There we go. Yeah, so let's start shallowing out the climb rate. So we start accelerating it just a little bit more, and then obviously it's going to give us a bit of a smoother level off. I assume there's still a bug with this altitude hold, but we're going to try it when we level off. I'm not using little nav map or any other navigational aid, by the way, guys, today. I'm literally just doing everything based on what I'm seeing in the sim here. I'm not using any map or GPS on another monitor or anything like that. We're doing it all old school. I'm not using anything that's going to give me any clues as to where we are and things like that. I'm just using the map in terms of, you know, the distances on the map and the radials and stuff that I've set, and the distances. But other than that, I'm not using anything that tracks the plane itself. Need to keep moving those levers forward, I forget. Alright, coming up to 10,500. Let's shallow out that descent rate even further. Now, speed is increasing now. We're on 180 knots. 500 feet per minute should do it. Let's keep winding that forward. It wants to climb. Quick little peek in the cabin. Oh, my cabin views are messed up. That is a nice one though, isn't it? Whew, baby. There we go, that's my favourite one. Right, let's focus on this level off. Going up to 11,000 feet. I'm tempted to go for a bit of a higher climb here, to be honest, though. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Because I don't know if we're going to be above all the clouds here, which is not what you want for your passengers. Let's get this to off. Alright, alright. Next frequency manacle is 111.25. Mariner, I don't know if you caught the start of the stream, dude, but I figured out this, well, I haven't figured out, I found out on the PMDG forums this super, super nice trick to increase your FPS in the DC-6. So if you want to see what that is, I mean, getting okay frames now, but if you want to see what that is, well, I can let you know later, but if you rewind to the start of the stream, it's really nifty, mate, really, really nifty. Okay, so 11,500. Doesn't look like we're going to clear these clouds here, to be quite honest. The cylinder head temperature is looking a little bit on the chilly side. So I'm just going to close these down by a couple of notches. 2 degrees. Set. Alright, we might be alright here. We might be alright, actually. Let's go for the level off anyway and see how we get on. So 200 feet per minute, 200 feet to go. A little bit of turbulence there. Oh, I forgot to start my stopwatch. God damn. Does that even work now? Oh, it is working. There we go. Fantastic. Alright. We're actually early setting off as well. Love to see it. Our scheduled departure time was 20 past 1 Zulu, if you remember correctly. That is the time now. Alright, let's go for the level off. Watching the climb rate here along with the altimeter. And like I say, then it may still be bugged when it comes to hitting the altitude control switch, but we're going to try it. We've only got 6 miles till the next VOR. Which is probably more like 3 miles, to be honest. Let's go altitude control here. It's probably going to level us off at a different altitude, but we'll see what it does. We'll see what it does. I do need to focus on switching up to this next VOR here. So I'm actually going to go to Gyropilot, which is just going to hold wings level for now. We're going to check our next radial, which is going to be an outbound radial of 337. We're going to go ahead and switch this over. Okay, that's good. And 337 is what we want, so that's 33, that's 335, that's 337 right there. And there we go. Okay, let's go to localize. That should give us a nice little right turn here. There we go. I was just looking at the DME here. As soon as it got blocked and went dashed, I'm going to switch the aircraft over to localizer. Didn't have much time to really explain that one, to be honest, but there we go. We'll do it on the next one. Okay, so we took a little right turn there. We're just actually flying to intercept this course now. It is still a little bit to the left of us, but we'll just let it do its thing. Hopefully that should be all good. I'm always interested to see what the actual flight path is when we fly in this DC-6. Okay, cool. So we're on this VOR for 80 miles now, at least. Probably more like 140, something like that. So we're going to stay on that. We're coming on to the radial now, which is fine. Altitude, like I said, I think it's still a bit bugged in terms of where it's going to level off. So what we're going to do is, it's leveled me off 400 feet lower than what I want to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb to 400 feet. Not 400 feet, 40 feet. Sorry, not 40 feet. I'm just totally having a brain fart right now. 80 feet. So we'll rectify that. Now, we've still got climb power in. Some of you may have noticed, but that's kind of because I've got my hands full right now. But we're gonna do this level off again. So we're gonna go altitude control off, and then we're just gonna give us a nice little climb rate of about 200 feet per minute, something like that. And then we're gonna level off at 12,080 feet. And then when we hit the altitude control, it should then level us off at 12,000, if that makes sense. Okay. Alright. Oh, this is a big cloud here, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Let's go altitude control here. It's going to give us a little dip. I could have definitely leveled that off so it was a little bit smoother, but Let's see what happens there. You probably just start to see this should level us off at about 12,000. It might do 1220, knowing me. Yep. We're just going to leave it there for now. I'm going to look at chat. All right. Collimator, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I'm having issues with an error message saying data loss. Check your internet connection. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's not really an error, to be honest, in my experience. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, it tends to do that all the time, from what I've found, and it doesn't really mean anything, so I would just ignore it, to be honest with you. So, we're at cruise altitude now. Let's go ahead and set cruise power. So, we're coming back to 31.1 on the manifold pressure. It's going to be about there, and then 2,000 on the RPM, so it's going to get a fair bit quieter in here now. Okay, that's good. 31.1 is set. Checking the manifold pressure, manifold temperature. Always, cylinder head temperature. Always very important to check these. A little bit cold, so I'm going to go ahead and just close up the cowl flaps a little bit further. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Great stuff. Tell you what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and just turn on the engine instrument lights. There we go. Just a bit, so we've got a bit more brightness down here, so you guys can see me mainly. Alright. Nephelia says the altitude hold thing is probably the simulator bug where it takes local pressure. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Nephelius. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's related to that, and I think it's not only that, but it is also it's weird. Like the gyropilot has sort of a built-in altimeter, if that makes sense, and so you can actually get it all to work perfectly if you press B on your keyboard. Like if I did B on my keyboard now, it's gonna just go to like exactly like you said. It's gonna go to local altimeter, but it is gonna work then because it's going to make sure all of them are synced up. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. Hopefully they'll get fixed soon, but it's been such a long time now. Mbuff, welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I thought you were actually in a cockpit from the thumbnail. I feel betrayed. Oh, come on, dude. It is clearly a Photoshop. Dear, oh dear. Nevertheless, sorry to let you down. I'm also sad that I'm not in a real DC-6, to be quite honest with you. I would love that. I would love that. Got Manacle behind us. Love to see it. It looks like they've added some new views here. These views I haven't seen before, unless... I mean, it has been a while since I flew this. Oh, look at the snow down below. This is live weather in time, by the way, guys. This is why I'm doing my stream so early today, because I actually wanted to use live weather in time for once. Oh yeah, look at the snow. Whew. I think I need to get my winter seasons pack on now, don't I? Look at that. That just looks fantastic, doesn't it? Holy. That is just magical with the sunlight and everything. Oh my god. Oh my days. I Have we got a cabin? What's this view supposed to be? Where are all the windows? There we go. There we go. Oh, that's not working. Let's try that again. It's so weird, the camera, when you go into these views. Like, it doesn't let you rotate fully in a 360. It's so strange. Let's try again. Let's try go this way. I just want to see out this window, please. Look, it's just snapping me. Please. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Very nice. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Manical, glad you're enjoying, dude. Yeah, glad you're enjoying. It's been a while since we've done the DC-6, so I don't know if my my advice is going to be worth much, but nevertheless. Plus minus a couple of tens, it'll be within margins anyway, let alone in a play in this age. Yeah, exactly, Nephelius. Yeah, fully agree with you there. Yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention about that as well is the whatchamacallit now. Well, I did want to mention something, but I've just totally forgotten what it was. It was something to do with the autopilot and the altimeter situation. Oh yeah, if you look on my overlay up above, so if you look up right here, you can see my altitude is actually reading as 11,014 feet. So again, don't know if that's related, but you can see here clearly. Why can't my cameras work today? There we go. You can see clearly we're at 12,000. So yeah, bit of a strange one. Get your pitot heat and anti-ice on, turn up the heat in the cabin. Mike, already one step ahead of you, mate. You need to get your coat on. Yeah, pitot heat already turned on, of course. And then the anti-ice is on as well. And the cabin temperature actually did turn up to a quite toasty 70 Fahrenheit. If that's a bit cold for you, I'll get it up to 70, 74, 73 for you. I'm not actually sure what that is in degrees. Let's see, 73 Fahrenheit. 22 degrees. There you go. That must be pretty toasty in the back there, especially with all you other passengers. It's 68 people on board today. Camera system is so bugged. Yeah, there's some peculiarities. I think it's probably because I've not flown this aircraft for a while and I've not done my usual maintenance. Dark clouds pixelated on my side. Yeah, I'm seeing some pixelation as well myself, to be honest, Manical. I'm not sure if there's anything you can really do about that. Like if you look on the edge of that one there, that's very pixelated, but there's not really much you can do about it, I don't think, Manical, and this has been an ongoing discussion in the official forums for a very, very long time. Yeah, it's because the volumetric clouds are basically, they're made up of noise. So it's basically just made up of little, I mean, I don't know that much about noise when it comes to 3D rendering, but I know about it when it comes to photography. Obviously noise is just, you know, it essentially just makes up the image, and it's more or less visible in, you know, certain different colors and luminosities depending on your ISO setting. But anyway, the volumetric clouds are made up of noise. That's why they have this like pixelated look, because it's like loads of different like pieces of cloud, if you like. I'm not sure exactly how it works, like I say, in 3D rendering, but it's like loads of little pieces of cloud, so it kind of yeah, that's why they look pixelated sometimes. And I'm not sure why it is, because sometimes they don't look this pixelated. It must be the type of clouds. Look at this texture work around the edge here. That is so nice. It's a little bit low res, but it does look very, very convincing. Alright guys, I just need to nip away from the flight deck for a couple of seconds. So I'm going to just do that and I'll be back with you in a moment. Alright, we're back. We're back. Look at this camera view though. This is so nice. Let's just check how far away we are from this VOR. We've still got 30 miles to go. Let me get the next frequency anyway, just so we've got it. The next frequency is 11125. So we're going to come up here. We're not going to turn the torch on. 11125. And we're going to do the same here. There we go. That should not be identified yet. Oh, it is identified. I may have just tuned the wrong one. One more. Yes, I'm looking at the wrong one. Ha. Okay. 112.8. Okay, there we go. That should not be identified. Right, there we go. Okay, that's perfect. Let's just check the temperatures. Okay, so all the cylinder head temperatures are in the green. That's perfect. Water pressure, fine. Oil temperatures, fine. Everything's in the green. Everything's looking perfect. This fuel pressure is a little bit on the high side, but I don't think there's really anything we can do about that. Let's go ahead and just validate that we're doing everything correctly. I like to just do this and just make sure that everything is in order. So we've got 4 green ticks there. So that's good. We've got an overboost here, so it says we're in moderate stress range, which is interesting. Let me just check my manifold pressure. 31 on the manifold pressure is fine. That's what I calculated for our cruise setting. Should give us a fuel flow of 490, which it's not. It's actually way higher. Interesting. Maybe we just give it a little nudge back. I don't see how it's overboost. These figures I'm using are literally straight from the manual. Let's see what the carb air temperature is. We're at minus 30. That's what I calculated. So, not sure there. Just leave it as it is. I think we should be fine, honestly. All right. Hey, Asa, welcome to the chat, brother. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Good to see you. Nefili says higher cloud quality setting improves the somewhat performance cost. Yeah, that's the thing, Nephilius. Yeah, I'm using Ultra on the clouds. So I can't go any higher than that, unfortunately. You'll be fine. It's super safe. Thank you very much for that, Ronald. Thank you. But yeah, we are looking good. I mean, like I say, these figures are just straight out the POH, so I imagine we're probably fine. I don't like to keep this on too much, to be honest. I like to try and just use the instruments where I can. We've got all the realistic options on as well, so no mercy here, guys, if something goes wrong. Which is the better camera though, guys? This one. Right wing or the left wing? They're both looking pretty good at this moment in time. I think it's got to be the left wing though. Got Manacle behind us. Beautiful. I don't think this guy's following, but looking good. Looking very good. I love these little nameplates. This is so much better than the default. I love it. Alright guys, how are we doing today then, chat? How are we doing? We are settled in our cruise here. And you know what I'm going to say at this point, as I always do when we get to cruise. If you're enjoying the content, enjoying the stream, enjoy the DC-6, do please consider hitting the like or thumbs up button on YouTube or Facebook. Really, really helps out the stream, and I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. Looks like we're out of the mountains now, and the ground is no longer snowy. Hey, yo, Thomas, holy crap. Coming in with 1,000 stars on Facebook. Holy crap, dude. That is wild. Thank you so much, mate. Thank you for the 1,000 stars, mate. That is very, very generous of you. Thank you, Thomas. Also, thank you very much for liking the stream. Asa, Philip, Nathan, Daniel, Norman, Michael, and Tommy. Thank you all for the likes on Facebook. Much appreciated. And welcome to the stream nevertheless, Thomas. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you as always. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Ramsey, yo, brother. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. I need to go live more often. Yeah, that is the aim. That is the aim, brother. But we're just, I'm pretty busy at the moment, so I'm just trying to fit it in where I can do, really. All right, let's go back inside then, see how far away we are from the next VOR. So 6.8 miles, and we are actually staying on this this frequency. So we don't need to just change anything just yet. All I will do is I'm just going to switch us over to gyro pilot on the gyro pilot, and that's going to hold wings level. We're then going to go ahead and get our next radial, which is 336. We're currently on 337. Yep. So not too much to change there. There we go. There's 337, 336, sorry. Okay, so we're just going to wait until this VOR gets blocked. So this is what I was trying to explain last time. So what you'll see is you'll see this arrow go to the side. You'll see this nav get flagged and this move to the side. You'll see these get dashed out, and that is basically when the VOR is being blocked. We're flying directly overhead. They can't obviously send their signal directly upwards, so it will actually lose signal once you fly over it. So we're going to wait until that happens, and then we're going to flick back to localizer, and what will happen is once we are in range of the VOR once again, the aircraft will start taking a right turn to intercept. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to... Now, I'll show you how it happens. There we go. You know what? I think we're slightly off here. Go to localizer now. There we go. It's blocked. I thought we might have deviated slightly and we weren't going to fly directly over it then. But all good. Now then, why is the aircraft not turning? Okay, I'm going to have to do it myself. There we go. I just flew through it a little bit there. Let's go to localizer now and see if it wants to do it. There we go. Okay, that's working now. Fine. Not sure why it didn't work before then, but there we go. Bit of a wonky intercept, as you guys may be used to if you've watched this channel before when we fly the DC-6. But nevertheless, we should be fine. Going wings level now, so it's going to come and intercept the radial there. Okay. There we go. It's coming in. Fantastic. Yeah, really not sure why the localizer switch didn't work initially. That would have made that intercept much, much smoother. But nevertheless, we're fine. As always, once we are finished with the flight, we'll have a look at the actual track that we took on Little Nav Map, and it's always interesting to see. So there we go, we're flying more or less on the radial now, and the distance is going up, so we're flying away from the VOR now, which is good. There we go, just a final little correction. Okay, great stuff. Krabsy says, I understand that work always gets in the way of streaming. When you come home tired, don't feel like staying up. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm happy to stream in the evenings after I've worked and whatnot, but this week has just been... It's just been crazy this week, so absolutely no chance this week, but... Next week, potentially. I tell you what I wanted to check though is I wanted to see if we could find out what time we actually departed from Zurich, because we actually departed a little bit early today, and then we can kind of work out our landing time based on that. So let's see. Alright, so we departed at 1:05, so we're 15 minutes early, so we can expect to land at about 14:45 Zulu, so just under an hour till we land. Obviously we've got to navigate the skies using this old school technology first though, so we can expect to pick up the next VOR after about 24 nautical miles from this VOR. So in about 10 miles time we should start to see the other VOR get identified on nav2, so we should start to see this this compass, the second needle move. We'll be able to also be able to see the flag disappear here. So we shall see. Look at that. On this side, I've never noticed that. They've actually got an ADF, a second pointer for the ADF. Which is quite nifty, actually. I didn't realise that was there. See, on this side, it doesn't have that one. Okay, great stuff. Cruising along at 200 knots here. Ground speed 221 knots. Great stuff. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. I do love this aircraft. It's so satisfying. I just can't. I mean, you'll know if you've flown it, but it's so satisfying, man. So satisfying. And guys, you know how I said it was snowing earlier when I started the stream here? I mean, I can't really show you because I can't move the camera, but holy crap. No joke, I'm looking at my car outside right now, and I mean, I didn't think snow was actually forecast to be quite this much, but there's currently about 2 or 3 inches of snow on my car. That is mad. That is mad. I wasn't expecting snow like this at all. The juiciest juicy ever. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. DC-6 for the win indeed. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Oh, why are my Streamlabs alerts not making any sound today? Bruno, thank you for the like, as well as Flying Stew on Facebook. Thank you very much. As well as Ramsey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not sure why my alerts are not making any sound. I don't know if you guys can hear the alerts, but I can't hear them for whatever reason. No, I did hear one earlier though. I did hear one. I heard the bits go off, but the follows don't seem to be popping up. Well, they're popping up, but they're just not making a sound. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how to fix that, to be honest. Actually, it might be something on Streamlabs' end. But nevertheless, it's not the most busy stream today anyway, so I will just have to pay attention. What car do I drive? I feel like I'm a Peugeot kind of guy. Come on, dude. The reason why I say that is nothing against Peugeot drivers, but I personally I really hate Peugeots. Well, not hate, but I just dislike them. I have a VW. Not a fan of Peugeots. They're just ugly. 206 rally car, actually. I wouldn't mind. I like a good 206 rally, but you know, anything else. Not keen. You know what I really need in here now, guys? So previously my my streaming setup was in my lounge basically. I didn't have any other room for it. So I couldn't really have a background or anything going on because it's not, you know, it's I live here with my brother, and so I can't really set stuff up in the background for the stream. But now I have my own space for the stream, so I need something for the background, but there's not really many places I can put it, unfortunately, because you've just got a door and then a corner of a room. So I'm not really sure if there's anything I can do there. That was my next guess. Fair play, fair play. The T is silent. Yeah, well aware that the T is silent. All right, we're rocking on here, guys. So last stream, I think I mentioned I had the terrain mask on, the autumn terrain mask. I didn't actually have it on. I have it on now for your reference, if you're wondering. So, yeah, it looks a bit more desaturated and a bit more brown than normal. It's kind of nice, but it's not a big difference. Not too many fall trees I'm seeing in this area either, to be fair, but hey ho. Hey ho, hey ho. Let's see where we are. So 36 miles. We should have identified the other VOR. We have indeed. Coming over here. There we go. Beautiful stuff. You know what would be really nice is if you could switch the gyropilot so it can pick from the nav2 source as well, but it can't, unfortunately. So we've got our next VOR identified. Which is the LNO VOR. AKA the Olno VOR. We're on the same inbound course for that at 336, which is what we've got set now. So we might as well just swap over to that. So let's go ahead and do that. So 112.8, which is already set. We'll just switch that to the active frequency. And we have got the gyropilot on localizer, so it might just do a little bit of a left bank. Let's see what it does. There we go. Yeah, it's going to do a little bit of a left bank to follow that radial, but shouldn't be too much of a correction. That's gone in with a full 30 degrees of bank there. Interesting. Interesting. We must have been a little bit off. Nevertheless, we're okay. So 1128 is in. Now, following that, we're going to want to tune in the Schiphol VOR, which is 108.40. There we go. We'll put that in on this side as well. That's all in. And then after that, we're going to need the ILS frequency. ILS is going to be on 11195. I'm going to put that in standby on this side just to remind me. I'm actually just going to turn that off just to save from any confusion. And yeah, that's it. Alright. Cool. Oh no, I tell you what I didn't do is I didn't put the mixture to auto lean. That might be why the fuel flow was a bit high. There we go. There we go. Now, has the warnings gone on the tablet? Yes, they have. There we go. That's my bad. I didn't do the cruise checklist, did I? Cruise checklist. Mixture, auto lean, hydraulic bypass. Off. Fuel system is set. Inverters are on the same. Pressurization is checked and set. Cabin pressure is a nice 2000. Is that 2005? The fact there's no number here is throwing me off so much. 2,500 feet on the cabin pressure, so that's nice. Cowl flaps are set. Everything's in the green there, and high blow we're not going to need for this flight, so we are all good. Yeah. that's fixed now, so that's matching the figures a bit better. Fuel flow should be 490. It looks like it's on about 460. So I'll take that. I'll take that. Manifold pressure 31.1. That's about right. I mean, I can't really get it on the 0.1 exactly because of the because of my throttles. They're just a bit too fiddly for that, but that'll do. Cool. So we should be somewhere over, where are we currently? We should be passing somewhere over Luxembourg. Yeah, we should be right over Luxembourg right about now. Can't see below, but that's possibly Luxembourg down there. I'm literally just guessing by measuring the distance on the map here because we're not using a GPS. We don't know exactly our position, but we should more or less have a good idea. And I'm pretty sure we are somewhere close to Luxembourg. If not right overhead Luxembourg, we're just in the vicinity, or yeah, in the vicinity. Can't live with your brother. That's fair enough, dude. Some people can't. Fair enough. Do you know why the DC-6 has 8 throttle levers? Yeah, I mean, it actually only really has 4, but it's just they're just doubled up so that either side can use them. That's really it. Because you've got the prop governor in the middle here, so well, I don't know if this is actually called the prop governor, but you've got the controls for the propellers in the middle, so you can't have the throttles there. But also you usually have, on a DC-6, you usually have someone sat here in the middle. He actually does all the throttles and stuff in general anyway. So it's probably based around the fact that this is not just a two-man aircraft. Just gives you more options, I suppose. But yeah, it's just the same on both sides. There's not 8, it's really just 4. We're actually losing a bit of altitude here. I'm not sure exactly the reason. Perhaps in a little bit of a downdraft here, something like that. Let's see. Manacle's still behind us. Love to see it. Oh, look at that. He's actually way closer than I thought he was. That's amazing. Yeah, we lost a few feet there, unfortunately. Not sure why, but let's just let's see if we can regain that. Just do a very slight climb here. Don't want to go too steep because we'll just lose our speed. Just a gentle climb. This is why we have checklists. Yeah, it certainly is, Ramsey. Yeah. Yeah. But then again, this thing is pretty much a handful to fly, so I'm going to just use that as my excuse. Most chill job in the middle. Yeah, I don't know about that, to be honest. I don't know about that. I'm not sure if I want to be sat in the middle. You're going to be the one who's responsible when the engines like blow up, for example. Yeah, and managing the engines on an aircraft like this is a lot of work. That's why you have one person specifically for that. Let's get my armrest down. But yeah, that's why they have the artificial flight engineer on the DC-6, on the PMDG DC-6, should I say? Because yeah, this is a 3-man aircraft, so you would generally have other people doing the throttles for you. You would, as a pilot flying, you would just fly the plane, literally just use the yoke and the pedals, and obviously the gyro pilot. Everything else would be done by, even the navigation would be done by this guy sat here, and then the flight engineer would do the anything in the middle, basically, that's not related to flying the actual aircraft, in terms of you know, inputting controls. As far as I understand it, anyway. You don't like using it, it feels like cheating? Well, yeah, it sort of does, but at the same time, it's extremely realistic. But yeah, I prefer doing everything myself. I like the challenge, to be quite honest. Alright, let's just check our progress here. So we're coming up on the All-No VOR, which is approximately 30 miles away. So we're getting pretty close now, guys. We're getting pretty close. Our top of descent is going to be at 28 miles following this next VOR. Our next outbound radial is going to be 339. There we go. We've got back to 12,000 feet. I'm not even using altitude control at the moment, and it's sort of staying there, so I'm just going to leave it for now. We did lose a bit of speed there, though, in the climb, unfortunately, but I'm not in the business for messing with the power setting at this stage. We'll slowly pick it back up, hopefully. Seems like it's moving a tiny bit. Alright. Beautiful. Fantastic. We're entering my country, say hello. Everybody say hello to Manacles country. Just coming in over Germany now. Sorry, not Germany. It's Brussels, isn't it, right? Sorry about that. Not Brussels, Belgium. What am I on about? Dear oh dear. I think we're coming in over Belgium. Yeah, we are. I've got this on Little Nav Map. I have this map. I have OpenStreetMap, and I honestly find that really difficult to kind of differentiate the country borders. To be quite honest. Not that I can see where our aircraft actually is, but just making a guess. Oh no, we're not, are we? I am so confused. Yes, we are, yeah. Okay, that's fine. I know where we are now. Say hello to Manacles country, everybody. Yeah. It's a shame we're not stopping. I would like to get some good chocolate. Belgium, yeah, indeed, yep. I got there in the end. Oh, there's a lot of cloud over this side here. Thankfully we're not going that way. 19.5 miles to go until our switch over to our outbound radial. Hey, Manacle. Hey, you don't have to do that, dude. Hopefully one day I'll be able to go. Looks like the snow's dissipating a bit here in the UK. Well, can't speak for the whole of the UK, but in Leeds certainly. Yeah, I love flying the DC-6, man. It's so nice. So I didn't mention to you guys earlier because I didn't want to draw out the briefing too long. But as I said, this is an actual flight that they operated in the 50s. 1951 to be exact. And I'll show you where I got the flight from. So you can see it's here basically in this Swiss Air brochure. Now I appreciate we're not flying Swiss Air, but back then it seemed like it was fairly common practice to advertise other airlines' flights in your brochure as well, because obviously there's a lot of different routes that different airlines did at the time, and I imagine it probably makes it easier for people to, you know, change flights and things like that, and get to where they want to go. So yeah, we got it from this Swiss Air brochure. As you can see, it's quite old, from the 50s, 1951 to be exact, May 1951 to 1952, January 1952. This was early days for the DC-6, so there's not a lot of DC-6 flights in here, but this was kind of early days for mainstream DC-6 adoption. But nevertheless, what we are doing here is this flight right here, so down in the bottom right here. This one, KL666. Let me just put altitude control on the aircraft here. It just seems to be a little bit up and down. So yeah, KL666, as you can see, it was flown in a DC-6. KL for KLM. Obviously the Swiss Air flights are SR in the brochure. And as you can see, it departed from Zurich at 5:15, arriving at Amsterdam at 7 o'clock in the evening. Obviously we're not doing it on those times because, well, it would be dark then, so I kind of wanted to do it live, weather and time, while it's light, so that's why we're doing it at this time. But other than that, we are pretty much bob on in terms of the other aspects. We've got the aircraft right, we've got the livery, we've got everything basically. So that's where I got that one from, and that's from timetableimages.com, I believe. I'm also using, sorry, I should have shown you just then, but I'm also using my solo pilot checklist for the DC-6. So this is a checklist I actually wrote myself. Obviously there's some items, well, one item on there that I need to stick on, which is the inverters. This is still a work in progress, but basically I made a checklist for your pilot who wants to sort of solo the DC-6, if you like, and do everything yourself. And there's a few little reference points here, as well as on the right, the engine run-up procedure. And yeah, this is kind of like based on, you know, your more modern checklists, like you get in the 320, for example, these days. The checklist in the manual, they're fine, but I find this layout is just unnecessarily long and takes up too much page space, in my opinion. I think it's a bit more efficient to have it like this. And yeah, not that there's anything wrong with this manual. Obviously this is based on the real world POH, so that's why it's like this, but I thought I'd just make it my own, and it's just a bit nicer, really, in my opinion. Okay, so let's make sure we have got our next radial in, which is going to be 339. I'm actually going to put that in now because we've just blocked the VOR now, so 339 needs to go in about there. So we'll flick it back onto localizer. It's going to give us a right turn. The altitude is sort of wavering at the moment. It's a bit strange. Okay, there we go. So 28 miles until we start our descent. So it's probably wise at this moment in time to do a bit of a arrival briefing. All right, let's do it. So I'm just going to bring up a little nav map here so you guys can sort of see what the situation is. So our top of descent is it's kind of difficult to see on this map, but it's basically here, just by this sort of restricted area here. It's just here. I'm allowing for 80 nautical miles for the full descent. Reason being is that well, we need about 60 miles to do the descent. But I'm allowing 20 miles on top of that to allow us to slow down and for any other mishaps. So that's that. We're going to start descending. We're going to come down into Schiphol. And then once we reach... probably going to be difficult for you guys to read this, but let's see. There we go, that's better. Okay, so once we reach 13 DME from the Schiphol VOR, we're going to take a left turn. And we're going to intercept the localizer for runway 35 right, assuming the weather is favouring that. And then the ILS chart here is for 35 right now. All of the ILS charts for Schiphol required RNAV and DME. Now, obviously, we don't have that in the DC-6. We don't have RNAV capability. So we're just going to have to kind of pretend at this point that we're on radar vectors by ATC or something to that description. So that's why I've kind of set up the plan like this. Because essentially, you know, obviously the Navigraph charts, they're all current and in use. So, you know, obviously we're flying a plane from the 50s like it is the 50s. So it's, you know, it was likely back in the day that the ILS for Schiphol was flown without RNAV, but now it is. But anyway, our minimums are going to be 217 feet. And the ILS frequency is 111.905. Inbound course is 002. It does say maintain 160 knots before 4 nautical miles, which we're not going to adhere to because that's just not going to work for us. Obviously that's not going to work for us. 3 degrees is the descent angle, which is standard, and that is about everything really. The go around is climb to 2000. And we're climbing to this RNAV fix again, which again we can't do. Sorry, initial altitude 1,500 and then 2,000. We won't be doing that missed approach procedure, mainly because yeah, we don't have the RNAV capability. If we go around, we'll end up, what we'll do is we'll just climb to 2,000 and then take a right turn and come back round for an approach. That's probably the safest way to do it. Left turns would just not be working right here because you're going to overfly the other runways. So right turn is probably better. So that's what we'll do. Whilst we're here as well, what we'll do is we'll just check the weather real quick, make sure that everything is still okay. Yep, so the meta is, in fact, this is up to date right here. Winds are 360 at 4 knots, so that's suiting our runway. And then 5 degrees, few clouds at 2,500 feet, QNH 9 and 9 and 9er. So that is all good to go. Alright, so we need to start a descent at 28 nautical miles from this VOR that we've just left, so in about 10 miles. And we've climbed a bit there. I forgot that I didn't have the altitude control on. That's fine. No worries at all. Oh, baby. Yeah, you're right. Whoever said, someone said in the chat, the clouds are looking amazing. Yes, they are. It was Venom. That's it. Yeah, the clouds are looking really, really cool. It's probably partially to do with the light as well, to be fair. Ollie P, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Can you please tell us the complete workaround on the ILS approach? How to fly the ILS the right way? Thank you. Ollie, so yeah, I mean, you'll obviously see once we come in for a landing, but in the DC-6, when you're using the Bendix radio stack like this and not the GPS, there is no workaround needed. It just works. It just works fine. The workaround is only if you're using the GPS. So I can't really show you that here, unfortunately, but you can go onto the channel, and there is actually a video that I've done that will show you exactly how to do that. To be fair, we don't need the prop de-ice on at this moment in time, or the airfoil heater either. So let's turn those off. But yeah, you'll see when we come in, Bendix radios generally works absolutely perfect, so yeah, no worries there. Alright, so we're coming back down to 12,000 now after that little climb that we did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set... we're going to start our descent down to the airport basically in now. So I'm going to set my altimeters now to the local pressure setting, which is 9er. So let's just go ahead and do that like so. I'm going to press B on my keyboard as well to make sure it matches with the sim. There you go. Sim's saying 9er by looks. Let's just check. No METAR available. $9.98. Yep. Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and initiate the descent. We're going to keep the power setting the same for now, and we're going to go ahead and initiate 1,000 feet per minute descent. Slowly, giving the nose a bit of downwards trim. Fleming, thank you very much for the sub over on YouTube. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Alright, let's keep giving it more descent rate. Alright, so we've not yet picked up the Schiphol VOR, but once we do, I have estimated that we should be about 8,000 feet. So we'll see if that works out. We're going to go ahead and get our prop de-ice and the airfoil heater back on now. Like I say, we're going to keep the power setting as it is for now. Keep the descent rate coming. Okay, let's go ahead and get the hydraulics to bypass. Okay, so descent checklist. So altimeters and flight instruments are cross-checked. Low blower is on already. Fuel tanks remain, crossfeed is off, hydraulic bypass is down, And the inverters will go to opposite, like so. Descent checklist complete. Alright. Looks like the clouds are actually dissipating a little bit for a while, but that is quite a wall of cloud over there. A little bit of a rainbow as well. Love to see it. Pretty freaking stunning weather today. Alright, let's check on the temps. Cylinder heads are fine. Carb temperature should start to warm up now as we descend, so we'll just have to look out for that. Alright, so if my calculations are correct, as we approach 8,000 feet here on the descent, we should start to we should get this second arrow here coming to life, which is the Schiphol VOR being identified. 10840, let me just make sure I've actually got that tuned. 10840, yep, there we go. And then the ILS frequency, I'm just going to double check that, 111.905 is on this side, that's fine. And the platform altitude is 2,000 feet, I forgot to mention that one. It's only a 6-mile final as well, so I'll need to just be on the ball. Alright, so approaching 8,000 feet. Let's see if my calculations are correct. Come on. Well, we did start descent maybe a little bit early there, so I'm going to give myself a 500-foot leeway. Come on. Come on. Alright. Well, what that tells us anyway is that we are actually above the below the profile, so let's just shallow out the descent rate slightly. But, I mean, it should get identified, like, literally, like, any second now. Come on. Hello? It's got a 60-mile range. There it is. Fantastic. About 1,000 feet late, but not too shabby. So we are definitely below the profile. So let's just keep our descent rate about 500 feet per minute. Absolutely epic views here at the moment. Okay, so I'll tell you what we can do is we're going to stay on the same radial, but we're now going to switch to the inbound course for the Schiphol VOR, which is on the same 339er. Which is set, so let's switch over on nav 1. And we're just going to give that a quick flick, and for some reason it's always a bit to the left, isn't it? But hey-ho. That's fine. So what we'll do now is we'll come back up to the radios. ILS frequency we now want in the active on nav 2, and then for nav 1 we're going to tune that on the standby. That's in. So now all we need to do is we just need to carry on. What's our speed? 280 knots ground speed. Quite a bit of a headwind there by the looks of things. And then our actual speed is 230 knots. So we're quite good on speed. We can keep the power in. We are actually gaining power here in the descent. So I'm just going to roll that back. Manifold pressure is increasing as we get to lower altitudes. Look at this dark cloud ahead. Whew. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt signs on. Oh, they're already on. I forgot to turn them off. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so this is now a good DME reading for tracking our descent. So this is counting down basically to the airport. 50 miles to go. So we're currently 5,500 feet. I think what we want to do is we want to increase our rate of descent a little bit more now. I think we've stayed at that 500 feet now to recapture the altitude. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and just reduce power slightly now. So let's reduce the power back to 26 inches. And then we'll stay at 2,000 RPM for now. And then when we get within about 30 miles, we shall do the approach checklist. So we've got 3,000 feet until we need to sort of level off. That's going to take us about 15 miles, which is going to take us to about 30 nautical miles remaining, which should work out pretty well. Yeah, that's actually worked out very well. We've got about a 10-mile final if you include the turn-off, and then we wanted to allow about 20 miles just to sort of get things sorted out here in the cockpit. Probably a little bit overzealous with that 20 miles. So let's go ahead and just go for 500 feet per minute. And that should be about perfect for us. Keeping that manifold pressure back. Ian, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, look at that. We've got Thomas Rask as well ahead. Fantastic. Another viewer in the chat, I believe. Coming in with that very generous donation earlier of 1,000 stars. Absolute gent. Okay, so we're looking good. Speed's come back a little bit now. And by the way, just to get my excuses in real quick, I've not flown the DC-6 in probably well over a month now. We've got the new joystick. We're also flying everything manually. We're not using the flight engineer. And we're navigating using 50s technology. So they're all my excuses for a bad landing. So just be prepared. So if you guys remember correctly, we want to break off at about 13 miles to go. We can get our landing speed as well now. Oh, I'll tell you what I've done. The whole flight I've left the boost pumps on low. That's not that great, is it? But never mind. So landing full flap. Our landing weight anticipated is going to be 77,000. So let's go for 80 and round up. VREF is going to be 101. V approach is 131. I'll just make a note of that. Oh dear, what's gone on there? Why is the VOR just disappeared? Interesting. Well, that's not good, is it? Look at this though. This looks pretty cool though, with the big canal, the big river or canal. Okay. Not sure why the VOR's just disappeared there. I'm going to continue on present heading anyway for now. It's possibly because we're too low to receive it. Just going to go for a level off here at 2,000 feet. This could be interesting now, guys. Let's see if we can see the airport at the very least. I cannot see it. I assume where this guy is parked right here, I assume that is actually the airport right there. I assume it is. Now, there's a couple of things here that we can do. Well, there's one thing that we can do. Alright, let's go altitude controls. It's going to hold us there at 2,000. Now, we should pick up the ILS at some point. Hopefully within 20 miles. There, oh! Okay, we've picked up the VOR again. Interesting. Fair enough. That's absolutely fine, though. That's absolutely fine. 28 miles to go. We're now starting to slow down, which is nice. Let's go ahead and... Where did we want to break off? We wanted to break off at 13 miles. We want to go for a heading of 132. Not 132, sorry. I don't actually know what heading we want to take there. We didn't plan that far. Yeah, so we want to go 312 to the left at 13 miles. Okay, so what we want to do now is we're just sort of slowing down the aircraft. The gear and flap speed is 174 knots in this aircraft. So we want to just slow down to that, and then we can start bringing out the flaps. Right. That was a cool thing about X-Plane. You could see the airport quite a while before reaching it. Yeah, I've always liked that about X-Plane. Yeah, for some reason on Microsoft Flight Simulator, it seems to be, especially when you're at lower altitudes as well, it seems to be very difficult to see the airports from a good distance away, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Hopefully they improve that. Alright, so 180 knots now. 22 miles. We are slowly slowing down. I'm actually just going to drop the power just a little bit here to 100 BMEP, just to assist slowing down a bit, because we only got 7 miles until we're going to break off here. In fact, no, we'll just leave it at 26 inches for now. We don't want it to slow down too rapid. Alright, so we've actually identified the ILS now. Should be on here. Yes, it is. Beautiful stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break off. I'm going to break off at 14 miles, and we're going to turn to 316. Sorry, it was 313, wasn't it? We're going to turn to 313. Let's see, where are we on the speed here? Yeah, I'm going to come back to 100 BMEP now. That's 100 BMEP. Okay, approach checklist. So, signs are on. Landing lights will turn on as we come in. Mixture can go to auto rich now. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Carb temps are on, carb temper controls rather are on cold. They're actually out of the icing range anyway. Cowl flaps 4 degrees. We're not going to put them to 4 degrees, we'll put them to 2. That is set. Boost pumps, we can go ahead and turn them on. We only really just turn them off, but we'll go ahead and turn them all on to low. And that is the approach checklist complete. Okay, so we're going to switch to gyro pilot here, just to hold wings level. We're going to bring the ILS into the active frequency. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to take that left turn. Maybe a little bit early taking the turn, but we've picked it up, so we might as well intercept while we can. So we want to turn to 313. Just looking at my gyro compasses. Very gentle turn this, to be fair. There we go, that should just about do it. That's 316, but we turned a bit earlier, so I'm going to take that. That's fine. Okay, we're 174 knots now. So speed is checked. Let's go for flaps 10. Should start to see this localizer come in any second now. Only 9 miles away, which is quite worrying actually. There's the airport. Let's go to flaps 15. And flaps 20. Right, should start coming over any second now, please. There we go. Let's go to localizer. We're going to keep this power setting. We're going to go, sorry, we're going to go 100 BMEP. I thought I was already on that. Okay, glide slope's coming down as well. Let's go to approach. And we're going to go for gear down. Flaps 30. There we go, glide slope capture. Gears hanging out. Love to see it. Oh, I didn't do a replay. Let's try do a replay now. There we go. Hopefully this doesn't mess things up because I've got multiplayer on. There we go. There's glide slope capture. Sorry, we didn't capture it before, did we? Okay, so runway's in sight. Right on profile here. Just gonna keep flaps 30 for now. 120 knots, so we're actually a bit slow. I'm actually gonna go to flaps 20. That should give us just a little bit of extra speed coming into the approach, or the final approach rather. It's not really doing anything, is it? Alright. 4 miles to go, flaps 30. A little bit high now, flaps 40. Right, flaps full. Landing checklist. Flaps are full. Landing gear is down 3 greens, and prop governor is fully forwards. Gyro pilot is disconnected. Let's land. Oh, hang on. My BMEP just drastically dropped there when I brought up the... I completely forgot when you brought up the prop governor that that you're going to have a drop in the BMEP. I should have that earlier in my checklist actually. Still on 1 white, 3 red, so we're absolutely fine. If a bit slow, I'm actually going to come back to flaps 40 just to see if we can get that speed back. There we go. 2 whites, 2 reds. There we go, much better. Alright. Back to flaps 50. I'm not sure why it went up to flaps 20 there. I didn't ask for that, but nevertheless. Alright, we've got 3 whites now somehow. But we've recovered the speed that we lost anyway, which is nice. That was what I was kind of trying to do there. There we go, 2 whites, 2 reds. Passing the minimums now. Continue. We're a little bit left of center line here. Let's just try and correct that. Oh my. There we go, we're down. Little bounce there. Getting reverse power in. No, we don't really need it, do we? Alright, that wasn't too bad. Not my greatest, but not too bad. Back to 1000 RPM on the idles. Let's get the flaps up. And I completely forgot to turn the landing lights on. Never mind. Let's get the cowl flaps fully open now. Alright, cool stuff. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, guys. That wasn't too bad. 150 feet per minute, even though we did bounce, but that wasn't too bad. Right, I'm just going to stop here for a second. Okay, after landing checklist. Cowl flaps are open, wing flaps are up, prop governor is fully forwards, pressurization is checked. Oh, I forgot to reset the landing altitude. Oops. So yeah, the pressurization is still 400 feet in the cockpit, even though we're actually at just below sea level. Actually, I believe is the elevation here at there we go. Minus 20 feet here at Schiphol. Pitot heat and prop de-ice can come off, as well as the airfoil heater. We'll get the pitot heat off as well now. And the cooling turbine can come off as well. Great stuff. We'll get the gust lock in as well. Alright. So, where are we going to taxi to then, guys? So, we've just come off runway 36 right. I believe we're at Echo 1. We're on Sierra 7 apparently. Let's see. I feel like those signs are a bit wrong actually. Oh no, Echo 1, there we go. Interesting. Okay. So we are at Echo 1. So we are just going to continue straight forwards on to Alpha. Yeah, take a right onto Alpha, second right, and then follow it round to the left, following Alpha all the way around to the main terminal. All right, let's go. Sometimes she's a bit slippery after touchdown. Yeah, it certainly is. It didn't help that I had... I think I might have nudged my... I've moved my... well, you probably heard earlier on, but I basically moved my office around yesterday. So I'm still sort of getting used to getting my pedals in the optimal position. So I think my pedals at the moment, they're a little bit off center, so therefore what happens is when I try and put rudder in, I end up accidentally just putting a tiny bit of rudder in, so it made it a little bit unstable there, but nevertheless it still worked out. It wasn't too bad. It was yeah, it was relatively smooth touchdown, although, you know, we did bounce, but it wasn't the worst in the world. Oh, we can stop the replay now as well, can't we? So we'll watch the replay back once we get parked up. We'll go ahead and turn... No, we'll leave the radios on now. Turn the fuel booster pumps off. Make sure we're staying on the taxiway here. Yeah, so basically just following this taxiway around to the left, and I think that's where KLM parks up on the north side. Not sure how far I want to go around the north side though, to be quite honest. Probably just round this corner here. We'll go to the remote stands so that we can get the stairs deployed and whatnot. Venom, thank you very much. Thank you, dude. It was, yeah, it was not bad. It was not bad. I mean, like I said earlier on, my excuse was I haven't flown the DC-6 quite some time, so I don't think that was too bad considering. I think the approach was actually pretty nice up until I think I brought out the flaps a bit too quick though, because we did lose too much speed there in the earlier part of the final approach. As you can see, there's many KLM aircraft flying around here on live traffic, which is pretty cool. So we do want to take a left at some point pretty soon. There should be some remote stands down here though at the end after these terminal buildings. You can see there how the aircraft's sort of veering to the right. That's beside my feet on my rudder pedals then by mistake. And it's just, I think I need to increase the dead zone a bit. Excuse me. Alright, here we go. Excuse me guys, sorry about that. Alright, we're just going to slot it in here. Not the tidiest on the turns there, but it's done its job. What is that KLM doing? What in the world? Alright, so parking brake is set. Great stuff. Let's get the ground power connected. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Ground power is connected. Let's do that. And we can turn the seatbelt signs off now and the beacon light as we are just about to turn all the engines off. There we are, guys. Okay, so let's do the parking checklist. Okay, parking brake is on, mixture is idle cut off, fuel tank selectors we can now turn off. Ignition switches are off, inverters are off. And generators are off. Power is off. There we go. Oh, it's frozen. It's frozen. There we go. Okay. We do want to turn the cabin heater master off as well. And the vinyl warming. Okay. Cool. Let's get everything in place. And we'll go ahead and watch the replay in just a second here. What was that noise? What is that noise? Never heard that before. What the heck? What the heck was that? Hey, here's Manacle. Fantastic. I thought I heard a DC-6. Yeah, I have no idea what that sound is. Beautiful. For some reason, there's those things right over the end of that spot there. Bizarre. Yeah, I have no idea what that sound is, guys. Have you guys heard that before? That is so strange. Get the transponders off as well. I didn't turn the radios off, did I? But just for completeness. There we go. Is it one of these? Is it supposed to be the ground power unit? No, No, I have no idea what that sound is, I'm not going to lie. Absolutely zero clue. You're stuck? Oh dear. Oh dear. Whoever parked those trolleys there, sack them. Sack them. Alright guys, let's have a quick look then at the fuzz pad and let's just see what the landing situation is saying. So, what time is it? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, we're right on time. Maybe a little bit late, actually. What in the... what the... Oh, you guys can't see that, actually. Never mind. Right. So, just having a look at the landing report here. As you can see, there's some planes parked on the runway here. This satellite imagery must be fairly recent, taken in COVID or something. But yeah, as you can see, we touched down right on centerline pretty much, just a little bit to the right. 208 feet per minute and 0G, well, 0.99, so 1G. And yeah, pretty good actually. We definitely could have flared a bit more, to be honest with you, because, yeah, this is something I tend to do a lot in the DC-6 actually, is I tend to just sort of be really paranoid of floating it. And then I end up not flaring enough. And yeah, I mean, look, we had loads of runway left there. I even touched down well before the aiming point. So yeah, definitely to work on that, I think, in the DC-6. Okay, let's have a look then at the replay. Let's see how that works. I've never done a replay using the inbuilt system before with the DC-6. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff. Just so that, just so there's no funkiness. I have no idea what that sound is. It goes away when you're on the outside view. Manacle's really struggling there. Oh dear. Oh, look at that. Nice 787 KLM livery. Was weird. Right. Let's get all this stuff closed. Come on now. I really have no idea what that sound is. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There she goes. Last door closed. And a little handle as well. Love to see it. Alright, cool. Let's see how the replay works then for... yeah, for the DC-6. So I've recorded it. Eh? Wait, what? Wait, what? I literally recorded it. You guys saw me record and stop it. But there's... it's not letting me play it back. Okay. What if I just do this? That's a bit disappointing. I was looking forward to seeing that. For some reason it's not... yeah, it's not letting me play it back. Interesting. That's a bit of a disappointment. Oh no, I've just crashed the sim, I think. There we go. Yeah, told you. Oh well, guys, at least it happened at the end of the flight anyway. So, yeah. Anyways, that's going to be all from me for this stream. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's been a pleasure once again flying with you guys. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. That was really, really fun. And yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic Sunday. Thank you very much for tuning in. Excuse me, as always. And yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Manacle, thank you very much as always for flying along and for the support as ever. Thomas, once again, big thanks for that 1,000 stars earlier on. Anyone else who has subscribed, liked the stream, and done any of that stuff as well. Big thanks to you guys. If you're watching the stream right now on YouTube or Facebook and you haven't already, hit the thumbs up or the like button. If you are liking the content, then do consider doing that. It really does help the stream. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Once again, like I say, I hope you have a fantastic Sunday, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.